each lich is going to have some defeatable, in his mind, defeatable entrance to his tomb. It's going to be impregnable
Right.
as far as he's concerned.
Well, and not only that, but a Sararak isn't your... Hello, Alyssa.
We could hear you, Alyssa, not terribly well, but we heard something.
Did she go away? What happened?
Here.
There you are. That's better. I can hear you now.
And I'm just grabbing a pack of smokes. You guys are free to carry on. I'm listening.
Sweet. Yeah, we just went live. Yeah, the thing about Tomb of Horrors and Tomb of Annihilation, something to keep in mind is that, like you said, no lich is going to make it easy to just walk in. But also, a Sararak isn't your everyday standard lich. He literally built both of those tombs with the express reason to kill adventurers. And, you know, he puts out all this sometimes false, sometimes not, information about, you know, the riches that can be found. And yeah, there's usually some good stuff in there, but the traps are way, way deadly. And all of the adventurers that get killed in there feed his phylactery. So, you know.
Yep. He's got an XP farming machine running to pump him up.
Yes. So, we will be picking up where we left off last week. Welcome to Rime of the Frostmaiden. We're talking about old 1st and 2nd edition D&D adventures and all the fun we had killing characters. Before we get started, let me thank the Friends of the Greenwater Guildhall. First on that list, if you're watching on Twitch, scroll down, you should see some tiles there. If you don't see the tiles, click on my profile image and they should pop up. And those tiles will take you to these fine people's websites. First on the list is the Speechless Bard. She and her husband make beautiful leather products for tabletop role-playing games, such as dice bracelets if you want to show off your geekdom to everybody. She has leather covers for your core rule books. And she even has a dice rolling mat that when you roll it up, it looks like a spell scroll. And all of this work can be customized to your liking. She has an amazing artistic talent. She does all the work by hand, hand-stitched, hand-painted, hand-stamped. She even picks out the individual swaths of leather by hand rather than doing bulk orders. If you're ordering for a gift idea, such as the holidays, you want to give yourself a little extra time. In fact, if you're ordering for Christmas, it might not even reach you until sometime in February. And I only say that because of the shipping issues that are going on around the world. But she is in the UK, and it'll take a little bit of time to cross the pond and get through U.S. Customs, assuming that it doesn't sit on a freighter out in the bay for weeks on end. Next on the list is Fable Beard Company. Fable Beard Company makes beard products such as oils, butters, balms, and co-wash. They also have a line of deodorants and a line of spray-on colognes. And each of their scent profiles is a different fantasy character. Today I am wearing the Hero Beard Balm, which smells of warm cologne and rich amber, or rich cologne and warm amber. I don't know what warm amber smells like, but evidently this is it. It is an excellent scent, probably one of their most popular, but they have a number of different lines, including seasonal scents, such as they have a new fall line out, such as Candyman and the Harvester. But yeah, if you're a first-time purchaser, just go to fablebeardco.com, create an account, and you can put 2 beard oils in your cart, and if you use the code FIRST in all capital letters, you will have that second oil discounted to free. And they have a buy one, get one free option for new people. So where we left off, you guys had made your way through the dungeon of Jarlmut. And you got something at the end. It is a horn. It is... trying to find out. precisely what horn this is. Horn of Blasting was the grand prize for completing Yarlmoot, and you have come out with plenty of time to spare. The dungeon hasn't closed, although you did find another entrance where there was a gold key that if you turned it in the chest, it created a portal and just teleported you out to the middle of the Circle of Thrones. And when you exit Yarlmoot and you have the horn in your possession, 3 swarms of crows immediately fly down from the tops of, flying in a circle pattern over these giant frost giant thrones, fly down to attack. Everybody roll initiative. Start off this week with a little raven killing.
And I will start off this week with a initiative of 6.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not going to use that dice for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
For kind of bookkeeping purposes, I think, does Rhonda have the Horn of Blasting?
I believe Rhonda does have the Horn of Blasting.
Okay. And Turpin put the chests, we've got like 4 mundane chests with locks and 1 magical locking chest that he's stored away to keep his clothes inside of his little gem. I'm kidding about that. Heck, who knows? Maybe, if they could enhance my underwear if I store them in there, make them nice and comfy.
Possible. It's always possible. So yeah, you'll want to roll initiative, Mr. Game. 3 swarms of ravens. I'm gonna say swarms of crows, but that's not technically accurate.
Ravens have an extra pin feather, I believe, or some. There's some tiny difference.
Yeah.
A little bit bigger, and they have like an extra change of difference in feathers.
Yeah, they also generally have a little bit of white feathers along with the black, and ravens can learn to talk. Although I don't know, I've never heard of a crow being taught to talk, but that's not to say that they can't.
Well, ravens can only say nevermore. That's not mud.
I never discount the fact that it... What was that?
I said very funny, very funny. Ravens are solitary, crows go in packs. Ravens are seen in 2s or singles. They're much larger, and they have more of a range of vocal capacity. They can make noises, whereas crows can only make caw, caw.
Interesting.
I know a lot about this. This is a subject I'm interested in.
Yes.
I
think the ravens are much better.
I never discount the fact that any bird can learn to talk. My grandmother had a parakeet that would talk. In fact, he was so good at it, he could mimic the sound of a rotary phone and mimic her side of a conversation that she would have calling her mother. It was hilarious. And he sounded just like the phone. You swear to God somebody was dialing the phone.
Oh.
Rhonda, what'd you get for a niche?
Looks like a 17.
Okay. Sam is not with us.
So it's a giant circle?
Yes. You're just leaving the giant circle. So Sam is out. Grip, Turpin, Rhonda, and Toss. Grip, Turpin, Rhonda, and Toss. Okay.
And
All
we
right.
have not rested since we had our combat down underground. So
Correct.
Down on spells.
Okay. So, Rhonda, you are at the top of the stack with a 17. What would you like to do? These 3 swarms of ravens are coming down to peck and steal your garbage.
So
Swarms of ravens is what we're after here. Where are we?
So you are here. You've just come out of the dungeon under Jarlmoot. You currently have the Horn of Blasting.
Dungeon under Jarlmoot.
Jarlmoot, the dungeon where you got the Horn of Blasting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
the
one.
one thing I remember was Hondo was cowering for cover, like down here, somewhere away from the thing.
Well, you were in the dungeon. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. There are 4. Hold on here. There are 4 swarms of ravens. I missed one. I thought there were more than 3.
Reinforcements.
Yes. So, yeah, you guys completed the dungeon. And, I mean, you don't want to stay in there. Well, I mean, I guess you could. If you want to take a long rest, you could theoretically stay in there because it doesn't matter if the entrance closes at dawn because you have found another way out by turning the gold key, which creates a portal that teleports you to the center of the circle. So, yeah, you guys can have a long rest. Get all your hit points and spell slots back.
Well, that's all great. Turpin would have supported leaving before a rest because it's difficult to know about arcane gates. It's safer to be out. But whatever. I mean, metagaming, I'm fine with.
Well, I would think.
Top of the initiative stack.
So, yeah, Rhonda's at the top of the initiative stack. You have all your spell slots and all your hit points.
Cool. I'm gonna cast Dancing Lights cantrip. I'm gonna summon 4 orbs in the middle of each swarm of ravens.
Okay. So that will give everybody the help action because they are
Illuminated.
right, and they're distracting the raven. So that's your action.
Action.
Anything?
As a bonus action, I will cast Bardic Inspiration on Crypt.
Okay.
It's a combat inspiration. Please remember that you can use your D6 for attack damage and AC if you're defending.
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
And I mean, these ravens are flying overhead. They're going to come in and dive bomb you. Rhonda, is there anywhere you wanted to move?
Did them very well.
Yes. Is there anywhere you wanted to move?
To the very center.
Okay.
Everyone protect me. I'm the moneymaker. Or something.
Or something. What is going on with... Oh, I know what's wrong. I'm on the wrong layer. I wish I would have $1 for every time I was on the wrong layer throughout a week. I'd be a millionaire. So, Thomas, what do you want to do?
I want to hide under Haranda's girth.
Well, you are a halfling. So, yeah, you can do that.
Roll to avoid a kick.
I'll do it.
What kind of roll
16.
is that, Chris?
16.
I would say that would be a dexterity save.
Oh, alright.
Dexterity save.
Still a 16.
So you got a 16.
There. Alright, you can hide under here, but not without peril.
It smells down here.
Roll a con save.
Keep in mind, Rhonda had sausage for dinner last night, so...
And beef jerky and fish.
A con save at disadvantage.
You had me a fish jerky.
So, being a rogue, you can make that. I believe you can do stealth as a bonus action, can't you? At fifth level.
Oh yeah.
What do you want to do with your main action?
Dodge.
Okay, so you are dodging. All right. Turpin, what would you like to do?
Well, I'm not so much heavy combatant, so my first thing is these are 4 flocks of ravens.
No, yeah, they're called a swarm, but yeah.
Okay, so there's multiples.
Yes.
And the second thing is, how confident am I that this is an attack as opposed to just birds doing bird things and around here?
Well, it's clearly an attack. It's not like when you go to Seaside and you have, KFC bags. It's more like, Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. So it's pretty evident that these are some pissed off ravens.
All right, so I am confident that this is a combat. They're threatening us.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well then, I will cast Fireball at
No shit.
at one of the flocks, or up to where I can engulf a flock or two.
So let's see. Fireball's a 20-foot radius, so 40-foot diameter.
Here, I'll draw a little
10,
circle.
20, 30, 40.
This is 10 feet per, I think we have said.
Correct.
So that is a, what'd you say, 20-foot radius?
Yeah, so 40-foot diameter. That's close.
That is boom, bada boom, according to my seeing of the grid, which sometimes isn't right. So I think I can only get one.
Yeah, that's roughly 40-foot diameter.
So I can't get both. I can hit a swarm.
Well, no, just a second. Man, that is close, isn't it?
No, I don't think I can hit both. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you could get one.
And I would probably want to guarantee to hit one instead of maybe potentially miss both or something.
Okay, so the swarm gets a dex save. 14 to save.
Okay. Their 16 is the DC.
Okay, so they failed. They're going to eat all of that. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Looks like 31.
Oh boy. Yeah. So this swarm of ravens, there's not even, I mean, there's a couple of burnt feathers coming down, but other than that, they explode, and those ravens are no longer with us.
Right, and I will back up, put my back up. These are really high stone chairs, right?
Correct.
So I'll put my back up against something to where I can only be attacked from the front side.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. The swarm of ravens. Have a 50-foot fly speed. Well, So this swarm is going to fly to there, and that's as far as he's going to go. This swarm is going to attack Rhonda, and this swarm is going to attack Krept. Set on Rhonda. Let's see, what do these guys do? Oh, they get to use beaks. I'm shocked. 18 to hit. Does an 18 hit Rhonda?
I believe it does. I think she's busy right now.
Oh.
No, she's almost here, I think.
Okay.
I'll go get her.
These are the artifacts of online gaming.
Yes.
When you're sitting at a table, you pretty much know if someone's there or not.
That's true.
I'm off for yoga ball.
While we're waiting for Honda, I will make my attack on Crypt. That's going to be a miss with a 9. I'm sure 9 does not hit our Barbarian.
Give her a minute. Sorry.
No problem.
Sorry, my husband and neighbors are painting my house outside, and it's just, I want to see how it goes.
Yeah. So does an 18 hit Honda?
Oh, absolutely.
Alright, so Honda takes 9 points of beak damage.
But I was hiding in the middle.
It's not really a hiding spot. I mean, it's pretty open. And you got a halfling between your legs, so...
Yeah, not for long.
Improvised weapon.
I don't know why Gabe's intent on fucking my shit up. Babe, go bother someone else, Gabe. God damn it. Leave me alone.
I ain't doing anything to you.
Yeah,
Just hiding here.
up in my skirts.
She's got ticklish kneecaps and that halfling toe hairs. Crypt, what would you like to do? You've got a swarm of ravens swarming around you.
Just think of me as your pet monkey, almighty Java.
I will. I will use my frost breath on this one up next to me.
Okay, so they get a save on that, right?
Con save, yep.
Okay, ooh, that's not good for them. Or maybe it is. They got an 18.
That saves. I'm gonna take half damage.
Okay.
6 frost damage.
Okay.
And I can't really attack it with my halberd, can I? I can't attack a swarm.
No, well, you can, but using your frost breath is an action.
Oh. Okay.
Do you have anything that you could do with a... I mean, halberd's not going to be a bonus action because it's not something you're using in an offhand. I mean, unless you have Polearm
I'll
Master.
enter a rage for my bonus action.
That's a good idea.
You really managed to.
Yeah.
These birds are really pissing me off.
Yeah. I don't like the birds. And that's my turn.
Okay. We're back to Rhonda. What would Rhonda like to do with these ravens swarming around you?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If I cast Unseen Servant, and then I prestidigitate a splash of color on it, does it then become visible?
I suppose there would be a faint outline or what would look like an invisible person with a paint splash on them.
But that the Unseen Servant is tangible in some way? Like if you were to swipe your hand through the Unseen Servant, would there be a force field or what? I'm just
That's
curious as to how this works.
colors?
That's a really good question. Let me.
Because if I wanted to prestidigitate some color or something on the surface of my unseen servant, does it have a surface?
It's generally referred to as a force.
I think it is a force spell. There we go. Let's see here.
But it's whatever makes the game cooler.
So it says the spell creates an invisible, mindless, shapeless force that performs simple tasks. So shapeless.
It's like, I've always thought of it as a kind of a weak mage hand.
Yeah,
Where
kind
the
of.
mage hand doesn't really have.
Well, it must have.
Will the mage hand catch the paint?
It must have some kind of form though, because it has an armor class of 10.
Yeah, it can't be hit.
So yeah,
So there's got to be.
there's something there. So yeah, you could prestidigitate a splash of paint.
Alright, then I'm going to prestidigitate a splash of the brightest hunter orange. And, well, I guess first I'll summon the unseen servant.
Yeah, that would probably help first to yeah. Okay.
And splash it with paint on my next one, I guess, because that's also an action.
Okay.
So I will summon an unseen servant.
All right.
And my command to my unseen servant is to sit on my shoulders and swat.
Okay. Okay. Hold on, I gotta look at this again. So we know that it has AC 10. Has 1 hit point. And a strength of 2. Oh, it cannot attack.
I'm not asking it to attack. I am asking it to be a flailing, inflatable, and flailing arms guy. You know, like at the car wash?
So
Yeah.
So essentially what this would do would give the help action, which you should already have because of the dancing lights.
So you're telling me I can't have an unseen servant sit on my shoulders and wildly flail its arms about?
You can. It's not going to do anything though.
First of all, it doesn't have arms.
Well, there's no reason for it not to have arms.
I mean, it could theoretically have arms. Unseen servants are known to like sweep and stuff like that around mages' towers, so they have some kind of grip ability. It could. I mean, all I'm saying is that it's not going to do anything for you.
Yeah, you can do it. It's just not combat effective.
Right.
That's fair enough. Because I just wanted to start doing that, and then the
Yeah.
next turn I will splash it with color, and then it'll be a scarecrow.
There you go.
All right.
I like it. You're gonna turn it into a scarecrow.
Okay. All right.
I want it. That's my ultimate idea here is to turn an unseen servant into a scarecrow, something that can move about and I don't know, hopefully distract or dissuade some of these crows or something.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're trying to use. You're using a first level spell and a cantrip that only lasts 1 round that uses your action to get something similar to the cause fear first level spell effect. And so you're
words
working
are
your.
not mine, man. I'm just trying to make a scarecrow.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm arguing that you are expending a lot of effort and you should get some effect out of that effort.
I agree.
Because the effect you're shooting for is not that overpowered.
Correct.
I mean, honestly, I could probably cast, minor illusion and just summon the illusion of a scarecrow?
True.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
But my idea was to have a scarecrow sitting on top of my shoulders doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
And the inflatable guy thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So I don't know if minor illusion is what I'm looking for. What do you think, Chris? How do I accomplish my goal here?
If you want to carry through with it, what I will say is that when you splash it with paint, the scarecrow, the swarm of ravens that are currently attacking you will have to make a wisdom save or be forced to move at least 10 feet away from you.
This is what I want.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm being creative with what I got. I have a limited
like
spell selection, and I'm trying to use these spells in a way that Chris has never fucking seen before.
Oh,
God damn it, that's my job as a player, is to use the spells in a way my DM hasn't seen before.
after having played with these three groups for 3 years now, there's not a lot that I haven't seen before, although sometimes you guys surprise me.
I've used shape water to make a jet ski.
Right.
Nice.
I even wrote up a paper, like a one-page analysis of the forces involved and how much speed I should be able to get out of my ice jet ski.
The benefit of it is you don't have to worry about it sinking.
This
Yeah.
round, my mission is to summon an unseen servant, and the unseen servant will sit piggyback on my shoulders and start doing this.
Gotcha.
And for my bonus action, I will cast Bardic Inspiration on Turpin.
Okay.
Damn
How's
it.
that inspiration?
Turpin constantly collecting these bardic inspirations.
Hey, man.
I'm too old to be inspired.
Relate to whatever you like, man. What's that?
Thomas, what would you like to do?
I'll throw a dart.
Okay, so you already have advantage because they have a dancing light on them. So go ahead and make your attack.
What is that one?
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right. $18 points of damage.
Jesus Christ, that's a hell of a dart.
Pretty good.
Let's see here. Okay. So your dart somehow goes through several of the ravens and essentially cuts this swarm in less than half. So that swarm's not going to be doing as much damage. Anything with a bonus action? You want to make another stealth check? Continue
Sure.
hiding?
I'll hide it here. That's only a 13.
Okay, I'll put that over here. Let's see here. Well, they are onto you,
All right.
hiding under Rhonda's skirts. Turpin, what would you like to do?
Let's see. Well, Turpin is going to shoot. He forms a little tornado on his hand and shoots it off at the remaining swarm that is near Rhonda.
So the one down at the bottom here?
The one that
Or this one?
Gabe just attacked.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
think it's this one.
All right.
Yeah.
20 definitely hits, and 11 points of damage puts this swarm down.
Oh, good. And so, being fifth level, there's a little bit of spin left on this palm-sized tornado, so I will toss it out at this one
Okay?
right there. Yeah. And it takes 10.
Okay.
And for my bonus action, I'll do you see if it's a swarm, so I don't know how that'll work, but I'll try to shove the swarm just to disrupt it. That doesn't do any damage. It just moves things 5 feet, but it's a swarm, so who knows?
They get a save on that, though, right?
Yeah, DC 16 strength,
Okay.
but it's a swarm, so it doesn't. It's just weird. Have fun with it. They can move so much it doesn't matter.
They fail, and so the swarm is moved back here.
Yeah, woo, whatever.
Yeah, it's too bad you killed that swarm that was attacking Haronda, because there was gonna be this hilarious scene because they're on to Gabe, that they were gonna go down and attack Thomas through her skirt.
Swarm underneath.
Right.
The skirt. All just. Dang it! I take it back. I don't shoot it.
This swarm is going to come over here and attack Turpin. So first I will attack Turpin, then I'm going to attack Crypt again. The swarm attacking Turpin misses with a 9. And on Crypt, oh come on, misses with an 8. What's with my dice tonight?
Yeah.
They're just stupid birds. The real question is, why are we being attacked by birds?
Well,
Well, they're eyes of oak.
Right.
Obviously, somebody is watching over us, sending their flocks of ravens to see what we're doing.
right. That is a very good analogy. So the frost giants are very Viking-like, and the ravens are like the last, piss and vinegar of the Jarl, of the ghost Jarl. Crypt, what would you like to do?
Alright. So I'm still in my rage. So I will attack the guy that's right next to me.
Okay.
The swarm.
Yep.
Am I supposed to do that with disadvantage?
No, actually, you have advantage.
Oh, sweet.
They have a dancing light that is giving you the help action.
So first attack has a 17 to hit
That hits.
for 16 damage.
Ooh.
Second attack, 19 to hit for
Yes.
25 damage.
And that swarm is no more.
Okay.
Bloody pile of raven bones and feathers at your feet.
Can I move to the last one and make an attack on it with my tail?
Yes.
Okay. Attack and oh, nice. That is 18 to hit
That hits.
for 5 points of slashing damage.
Okay. All right.
Well, wait. 6 points of slashing damage, sorry. Since I used my, Bardic Inspiration? Combat Bardic Inspiration.
Correct. Okay. Haronda, would you still like to splash paint on your unseen servant?
Stop flashing the painters.
She stepped away for just a moment. I saw her step away from her camera.
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, there you go. So did you want
What do you
to?
need?
Did you want to still use prestidigitation to splash paint on your unseen servant, or did you want to do something else? Because the ravens that were attacking you are now dead.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm still making a scarecrow because fuck the rest of the ravens.
Right. Okay, so you splash.
So I'm gonna do a psychedelic paint splash. It's gonna change colors.
Okay, you can do that. So they get to make a wisdom save. And they bone that with a 3. So as a reaction, these ravens are like, whoa, what's that? And they come down over here. Because they move, Turpin and Crypt both get attacks of opportunity.
Nice.
Sweet.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Bless you.
My plan is working. If I can build up enough bless yous before I die, I'll be guaranteed a spot in heaven.
Okay, so my first attack does 17 to hit for 16 damage. Second attack, 18 to hit for 18 damage.
Well, it doesn't matter because the swarm is dead.
Yes.
And I've got a wacky, whistling, flailing, inflatable arms guy on my shoulders.
Yes. Yes, you do. Okay, so now let me. Now that you have done a side stop at Jarlmoot and actually got something out of it. Crypt, go ahead and make a survival check for your tracking ability.
Well, that's 18.
That's pretty good. Now, what he is doing is refiguring out the direction that you're going to be traveling, because you are heading, if you remember, the whole reason that you're out here is that you were heading for a location called Karkolohk. Karkolohk is a goblin fortress, and the goblin chief had sent somebody to the 10 towns trying to talk them into a peace treaty. And the sheriff of East Haven basically said, this is a joke. If you're going to go to Karkolohk, have fun and bring back his head. And you guys said, no, if he's really wanting peace, let's actually talk to him. And the speaker of East Haven said, just go figure it out. If he really wants peace, we can start a discussion. If not, we're perfectly happy with the idea of bringing back his head. And so, Crypt leads you off across the tundra once again.
Sarah will be on the lookout during our travels for that deceitful little druid.
So, on this map, this is Jarlmoot where you were at, and you are heading to Karkolohk down here. As you are traveling, the wind and snow starts to pick up, turning into a blizzard. So, what kind of precautions are you guys taking as you're traveling through this blizzard?
We will need to find a change in terrain, like a little mountainside or some sort of gully or something, and burrow in and make snow caves.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
That is a very good idea.
Talking in those inns,
Well, damn it, Carl. I'm not used to you guys having good ideas like that. Let's see here. See, you guys surprise me every once in a while.
You don't just charge ahead and hope the DM doesn't kill you.
Well,
I want to burrow in the Haronda.
let's see.
Turns out it's a bad idea. She's a cold bitch.
Oh, not good. Now, for 20-something years, I played D&D with the same guys that I worked with. We're all engineers, and there were about 6 of us, and but they were not just engineers; they were scoutmasters. So, and we played 2nd edition, which was not too far removed from the original intention that you were supposed to learn these things and know how to do this kind of crap.
Right. Yeah,
Which nowadays we just blow it all off and go, my character knows how to.
Well, yeah, there's that. But I mean, from just me personally, in the last 3 years, I've gotten into a really bad habit of hand holding. So if the players have no idea what to do, I will give them far more hints than I should. Yeah. So, in this case, everybody needs to make a DC 15 survival check.
Ooh, mine is not good.
I got a 20.
10 for me.
7.
Wow.
But what do you expect from a 90-something-year-old guy? I mean, it's not like I'm just the management, you know? Dig over there, guys.
So Rhonda and
Because she's a survivor.
Rhonda and Crip, you find a outcropping of rock, and you're able to dig a snow cave and kind of get yourselves inside. And you thought that
No. I help find the stone cave. I do not help dig the cave.
so Crip, you dig a snow cave, and you thought that there were more people digging than what there really was. But you and Rhonda get inside this snow cave, and you turn around, and Turpin and Thomas are missing. And literally, you can't see more than 2 feet outside the entrance to this snow cave. It is just a wall of white. White and wind.
Crip, honey, it's just you and me again, sweetheart. We need to buckle down for the evening. I'll keep everybody warm, and we'll go out looking for him in the morning, sweetheart. We can't be bothered right now. We might die.
Fuck those guys. It's okay if they die.
We'll find them, but us first. We need to live first.
Yeah. You can't help anybody if you die.
Right.
Exactly. We need to live. We need to make it through this blizzard. Come on in, Crypt. We got this. I'll make a fire. I'll make some tea.
Yep.
So first,
When visibility drops to absolute 0, even though Turpin can see through all sorts of darkness with his magic sight, you can't see through the snow.
Out in front of the cave.
so Turpin
No,
and Thomas, you need to make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw due to extreme cold.
yeah. Turpin says nope. He's going to go kick back and have a Mai Tai inside of his jewel.
You could do that.
He's kicking back and having Mai Tais with his feet up in his temperature-controlled environment inside of his little...
Yeah, you realize that there's nobody that you can see around you. There's just nothing but white, and you pop into your jewel.
And Rhonda casts Leoman's tiny hut.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that'll work great.
A tiny hut inside this little alcove that we've, quote-unquote, dug out.
Right. Well, yeah, I forgot that you had Leoman's tiny hut. That would be way better than digging a snow cave. That could have, completely removed the need of this.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. We got a Leoman's tiny hut. I got 9 proud of this tiny shelter.
This is all.
We have a tiny hut. Good luck, everybody else.
This is a convoluted plot to get rid of Tomas.
Yeah. So, Tomas, what'd you get on your con save?
8.
Oh shit! So you get the 1 level of exhaustion, which gives you disadvantage on ability checks. Make another DC 15 survival check.
All right. 13.
So you're wandering around, but you do find a set of tracks in the snow. And when you look down on the ground, you find a necklace with a gem on it. And you have seen this before. It is something that Turpin wears around his neck, but there's no sign of Turpin anywhere.
All right. I'll stick it in my pocket.
Okay. Go ahead and make another DC 10 Constitution save.
At disadvantage.
Well, saves aren't at disadvantage, only ability checks.
Oh, okay.
These are ability checks.
Kind of.
7.
No,
Oh shit. So now your speed is halved.
Okay.
Make another DC 15 survival check. You guys are gonna.
1.
Oh shit. You guys are gonna find a halfling corpse sickle in the morning.
Let's see if you have the guts to do it.
Shit. Make another DC 10 con save.
6.
damn.
You have disadvantage on ability checks, your speed is halved, and disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws.
Is that another level
Oh
of
boy, you are
exhaustion?
close to death now.
You what?
What level of exhaustion is that?
That is 3 levels of exhaustion.
All right.
Go ahead and make a another DC 15 survival check.
12.
So close. It was pretty close. Let me see something here.
Come on, just freeze it.
just kill the halfling. You know you want to. 75. So you find, and actually you run into a rock outcropping. You have no idea where you're at. It is white. It's whiter than an Osmond concert, and you find this outcropping of rock and are able to kind of huddle in and protect yourself a little bit from the elements.
Come on.
I'm not going to kill you from the... Mostly I'm not going to kill you from the environment. But however, you do need to make another DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
8.
Fuck. Your hit point maximum is halved.
All right.
So, Turpin, Hronda, and Crypt, you get a comfortable 8-hour rest.
Well, Turpin isn't going to get 8. He can only stay in for 6.
Okay, so you don't complete a long rest. But I don't think you're down any additional spell slots or anything like that, are you?
Yeah, plus I'm a warlock, so all I need are short rests.
Right, yeah, you can get stuff back with short rest. But Hronda and Crypt, you get to sleep in the morning. You get a full 8 hours rest, and then the tiny hut collapses, and you're covered in snow.
Crypt, darling, dust the snow off me real quick before my loot gets wet.
Oh my god.
Do you know how much damage moisture can do to a lute's fretboard?
Yes. And the strings stretch. It's going to need tuning like nobody's business.
You're absolutely right. Come on, Crypt, honey. Help me out here.
So-
Alright, fine, I guess.
Turpin, at the end of 6 hours, you pop out of your crystal, of your gem, and you are near a rock outcropping that is just completely, there's snow piled all the way around you, and you see a nearly half-dead, frozen Tomas laying in the snow next to you, shivering. What would you like to do?
Well, first I will check his health and make sure that he's not at imminent risk of death. I don't have any way to heal him up exactly, but I will do first aid and make sure that he's not dead.
Okay. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
Oh, and let me hang on. Let me add. There we go. All right. Looks like 11.
Yeah, that's as good as that's pretty good. You're able to. I mean, you do what you can.
Yeah.
You're despite the fact that you're all wearing cold weather clothing. This storm was enough that cold weather clothing wasn't enough. I mean, a Columbia sportswear jacket can only do so much.
Right.
If you'd bought LL Bean, that might be different, but.
You're one brand away from survival.
Or some Columbia.
Right. So, yeah, you do what you can. But Tomas is at 4 levels of exhaustion. He's not doing well.
Oh yeah. No, I'm gonna do what I can to make him comfortable. Well, yeah, I can use. I don't know how well shaped water will work on ice and snow because I can make ice and snow with shaped water, but don't know what you can do with it.
I don't want any more snow.
Yeah, I mean, you.
Say that again.
I said, do you want to holler at anybody? Do you want to yell out?
Oh, yeah. Well, this is the first minute. Yes, but we'll be looking for help as soon as I can make sure that Tomas isn't
So shape.
dying while I'm looking for help.
I would say that shaped water, because snow and ice is essentially made of water. I would say that if you wanted to, you could use shaped water to basically build an igloo.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was trying to do. Yep.
So yeah, you cast shaped water and you build an igloo around you guys. What else would you like to do?
Well, so yeah, I'll make him comfortable. Get my bedroll or whatever, so he's not right on the ice or anything like that, and try to get him. Say, you stay here. I'm going to find people. You need to rest.
So you set him up with your bedroll and wrap him up and try to keep him warm. You step out of the igloo, and the morning sun is coming up. And if you've ever been up on the mountain right after a good powdery snowfall and the sun coming off it, it's almost blinding. And you yell out. The other thing about fresh powder snow is it absorbs sound really well. It's like yelling in a sound studio. You yell, but it's not. There's nothing for it to bounce off of.
Yep.
But
I'll send Sarah up altitude to look for any signs of my compatriots.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check for Sarah. Now, you're familiar. Is it like a wizard's familiar where you can see through the familiar's eyes?
Well, it has an intelligence of 10 or something like that all by itself, so it is. But yes, it is a wizard's familiar that I can.
Okay, then you can see through her eyes. Go ahead and make a perception check.
And hang on a little bit more, but since I can prepare, looks like a 20.
Okay. So Sarah flies up and is looking around, and you can see almost a half a mile away from you guys that Crypt and Rhonda are coming out of a powder puff of snow and are looking around and apparently yelling, trying to find you guys.
Okay.
But like I said, they're nearly half a mile away from you. Evidently, Tomas wandered around in the snow for quite a bit.
Yeah. And
Because, I mean,
let's see,
if you're trapped in a blizzard, what else are you going to do?
I will.
Don't stay still. No, don't stay
No,
in one place.
don't do that.
Terrible.
I'm going to make a pulsating black 15-foot diamond. You know, like what's the emerald? There's a name for the cut of a diamond that is the brilliant cut. I think it's the brilliant.
Yeah,
cut.
brilliant cut, right.
Yes, but it's going to be black, and I'm going to project it 60 feet above me using.
You sure you don't want it to be gold and shaped like an exclamation point?
Well, no. I actually.
Are you turning me into a side quest, you son of a bitch?
It needs to be black because you described the glare of the sunlight so well.
That's true.
I was like,
That's
no,
true.
I can't do something gold or yellow. It has to be
Not the
black.
goddamn side quest.
So I'll shoot that straight overhead at max range, which is 60 feet, and have it rotate like a hotel sign.
Okay, so Crypt and Rhonda, make a perception check. In fact, I will say make a perception check with advantage because this is black on a white snowdrop.
Okay. That's 22 for me.
Yeah. What about Rhonda?
It's like 8.
Is that 18? Okay. So you guys look, and about a half mile away, floating 60 feet up in the air, you see this giant black diamond appear and start to rotate. What do you guys want to do?
Well, since that's where my floating chair lives,
Right. Yeah.
you're telling me I have to put on the snowshoes.
You're going to have to put on the snowshoes.
I
Yeah.
have to snowshoe my way out there to that black diamond. Alright, I'll do it, but Crypt will never hear me shut up. I'll do it. I'll go. We'll both go. Won't we, Crypt? Won't we, Crypt? We're both going. Right, Crypt? Right, Crypt?
Kind of like
You
the
know, sure.
anybody who's ever seen the Josie Wales with Clint Eastwood, the Indian girl, just sitting there constantly going on in a language nobody understands, complaining about everything the entire trip.
Absolutely. When you get tired of me complaining in common, or I've reached the end of my common vocabulary, then I'll switch back to my home language and continue to complain in my home language while we trudge across the snow because my fat ass is not okay with this.
Wheezing and I'm out of breath. So
Yeah.
What? You could just stay in your tiny hut and send Crypt to bring him back.
after about a half an hour,
If I ask too much of Crypt, he won't be on my side anymore. He's my buddy. He's my companion. But I can't really abuse that. The rest of you I can abuse. Fuck the rest of you. But Crypt is my buddy, and I really need him to keep me from dying in the wilderness. I really
Yeah.
shit.
Man, Anthony's not playing, so Axel was my bodyguard, and I lost him.
I know, right? I haven't even heard from Anthony in a grip. I don't know what's with him. I miss Anthony.
I totally appreciate that. He was supposed to be the person who carried your special.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I have to carry my own little private house around with me around my neck.
Well, Sarah can carry it.
That's true.
You can't trust Gabe to carry around your shiny
Oh.
shine.
No, and when you finally get there, that's when I'm going to tell you in quiet and definitely in private the horrible, disgusting things that I saw in his pocket.
Yeah.
For hours and hours. That's all I could see.
That's fair enough. But we're getting to that. We're getting to that. I'm snowshoeing out to you.
So
We're both snowshoeing out to you, and I'm complaining the entire time, but we want you back.
after about a half an hour, and I would say that a half an hour, you guys are hustling. Because if you've ever tried to walk anywhere in snowshoes, you're not running. I mean, unless you have amazing agility. So after a half an hour...
Literally flat.
Yeah, you're flat-footing it the whole way. And you make it to this diamond, and you see there's this igloo. And standing outside is Turpin, and he's waving you guys down. Tomas is gravely injured.
I will immediately apply my healing arts to his wounds.
Okay.
We get a cure wounds and a healing word.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You're so helpful, Tom.
Roll 2d8 plus 4 and 1d4 plus 4.
And is that plus your spellcasting
Yeah.
modifier?
Yep.
So what's your charisma modifier?
2d plus 4 and 1d4 plus 4.
Gotcha.
So I roll it or you roll it?
I think you roll it, Rhonda.
You roll it?
Yeah, you roll it
Nah.
since you're the one giving out the healing.
Nah. Gabe, you roll your own hit points, motherfucker.
I'm just facilitating your healing. You do you. I put the Band-Aid on, but I'm not closing the wound.
As you wish, Princess Tauntaun.
That's right. Royalty up in this bitch. Fat royalty is still royalty.
Yes. So, Crypt, make a perception check. Crypt? Oh, Crypt.
Hey, yeah, I'll go check on my kid.
Okay. Did his Skype might have dropped out.
Damn good.
Yeah, sorry.
So make a perception check, Crypt.
Yep. Had to adjust my headphones. 18.
Okay. So you're standing outside of this igloo while Rhonda and Turpin look over Tomas inside this igloo, and you are looking out and you look up and you can see you are at the base of the Spine of the World Mountains. And I don't know, I at your age, I kind of don't think you've seen Game of Thrones, but it's like this wall of mountain. And you're at the bottom of it. And you look up at the top, and you see this. Hold on. Probably help if I show it to you. There we go. You see this up on a mountain pass.
Nice. That looks cool.
It would be your guess that you are near Karkolohk. And you should be able to reach the base of, or climb up to, reach the base of the mountain and climb up to the ridge tops where Karkolohk is by nightfall.
Okay.
Now, is Tomas healthy? I believe I mean, I thought exhaustion levels took a day to knock out. You had to have like rest or something.
Right. So, Tomas, go ahead and make a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
6.
Jesus tits. So, yeah, Tomas is healed up, but he is still shivering. His lips are blue. His eyelashes are still frozen. He's going to need 8 hours to get over this, and he's going to need to be near a fire.
Yeah.
But Crypt should be probably letting you guys know you're like a day away from reaching the base of Karkolohk. Or Karkolohk.
Yeah, I'll let them know about that.
All right. Well, I think we can argue many things, but with Rhonda being the one who can make a shelter that would keep Tomas at a nice, comfortable temperature, because
That's true.
you can control the temperature in the tiny hut.
Well, don't piss her off because she can turn on the air conditioning too.
Her
I think
dress
it's
is
kind
a
of
tiny
late for
house.
that for Tomas, but you know, if you have,
You little halfling. Trying to stick me on fire. I'll let him live. Come on, let's bring him in. Get him warm.
Put me in your
Sir-
cleavage and walk on.
So are you going to do another tiny hut?
well, we should probably find a place that's not just seen directly from the goblin's front door before we pop up a tiny hut.
Well, they can't necessarily see through the tiny hut.
Well, no, but they could see a tiny hut, and you know we'd rather not have them surround us and wait for the tiny hut to expire. And
I would say you're actually like right about here at the base of this ridge.
Yeah.
So you could, right now, they don't see you. There are reasons for that. Nope, not level 6 yet.
Is for us to be safe. That's it. And I don't want to beat this horse to death. So as long as we're safe, and I can, if we do need to move, I can. We've got the floating Barco lounger is back in action, so
Right.
we can keep our lovely Rhonda from having to suffer the indignities of wading through this powder.
So
I have one more tiny hut to cast before I recharge.
right, and then and once you cast Tiny Hut, you'll have an 8-hour rest, so you'll get all your spell slots back.
Right. Exactly. That's my question. Is like I cast the hut, but then I rest in the hut,
Right,
and that brings back the charges, right?
correct.
Okay.
And if you're a bard, so you may not have the ritual spellcaster ability.
You have the ritual spellcaster ability.
If you do, then you can cast it as ritual and it doesn't burn up any.
That's true. Yeah, you've got time.
Yeah, I totally got that.
So
we can hut it on out for like a week now, and who cares? Because we're sitting in our nice, comfy
I
spot.
want everyone in tip-top shape to protect me.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. We've loaded up on food and all that other jazz. So we packed, and there's a.
wait until somebody gets Mordenkainen's Marvelous Mansion or Magnificent Mansion. That's a great
Exactly.
one. Yeah. So,
Demi-plane.
Rhonda casts another tiny hut. You get 8 hours of rest. Everybody gets their hit points. And Tomas, you are relieved of your exhaustion levels, and your hit point maximums back up to the top.
You just don't want to track it, really.
Huh?
You just don't want to track it.
Well,
'Cause it only
I
goes
leave
down
that
by
up to
one.
you guys. I mean,
Only goes down by one.
one of the things I learned a long time ago, well, actually not that long ago, but when I first started running these games, is that I am not going to track how many arrows you shoot. I'm not going to track your hit points, and I'm not going to track how many rations you have. If you want to cheat, that's on you. But my thing is,
cheating. I think it should be assumed that every time we go to a town, we should probably lose like 50 silver and
Right.
just consider
And-
ourselves re-up.
And there are several times I've actually already done it in this campaign where I've said, you should spend some money to re-up your rations, things like that. One of the things I do with ammo, if nobody brings up the fact that they've purchased ammo in a long time, if you roll a 1 and you reach into that quiver, you might be empty.
It's gone.
Yeah. Or you might go to cast, Firebolt and realize that, oh shit, I have no reagents.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's good to keep that kind of thing in mind.
You're only reinforcing the idea that when we go to towns, I need to roleplay re-upping my reagents.
Completely.
I want to. Every time we go to town, I want to be all like, I'm going to sing for the local tavern, and then I'm going to go buy all the shit I need to cast my spells.
There are a couple of exceptions to that rule in that, I will bring up, if a cleric or anybody else gets the resurrection spell, you're not going to go anywhere and just buy a diamond worth 5,000 gold pieces. It's not like, oh, well, I need to buy bat guano for my fireball spell. Everybody has bat shit, but who's going to have a $5,000 diamond?
You make a point, which is, say I need rose petals to cast this spell. Where the fuck is anyone getting rose petals in this perpetual?
In Icewind Dale, yeah, that could be a problem. That could be a problem.
Maybe a hothouse.
If they do have it at the reagent, magical, mystical emporium, it's gonna be hella expensive.
Correct.
Because you gotta ship that shit in forever.
Or you have to have a hothouse and specially cultivate it. Yeah, completely. I'm on board with that.
Chris, that's the thing, Chris. I am totally super duper happy to roleplay all of that out with you.
That's fine.
How expensive rose petals are because we're in the deepest winter and fucking whatever, fuck nowhere.
I'm not against that. I'm not one of the DMs that hates shopping trips. I don't mind them. I like to turn you loose.
We're rushed through the towns. Like, hey, either you hit the inn and get the quest, or you get the fuck out. It's like, no, man. What else we got here? I am 100% available for let's roleplay what's going on in town.
There are sessions, and you guys have especially played through them in the last campaign. And I call them maintenance sessions, where the entire session is, okay, well, we have this sheet full of loot. We've got to fence the loot. We have to re-up our shit. We want to do some shopping. And we've got these loose ends that we need to tie up in town. And there are entire 3 or 4 hour sessions that involve that. So,
I think we're due for one.
well, maybe. I'm kind of like trying to space it out with each town that you hit because you are in the deep frontier.
Well, I can say that for myself, at least, my character is very much interested in racking up, reputation. Reputation with all the places that we go.
Well, of course, you're a famous bard.
I know my buddy Carl over here. He likes to roleplay in town stuff.
Yes.
Yep.
And
We just have to make sure we're not abusing those that like to have fights.
Georgetown.
Right.
Exactly.
A bar brawl's never bad.
Balance ratio.
A bar brawl's never bad.
I was just bringing up that your exhaustion level only goes down by 1 for 8 hours of rest. For a long rest, it only reduces it by 1.
Okay, so
It's like a
if you
weed.
want to do
You're
that,
gonna have to-
then you have disadvantage on ability checks. Your speed is halved, and disadvantage on attack rolls and saving throws. So you're at 3 levels of exhaustion, but your hit point maximum is not halved, and she healed the shit out of you, so your hit points should be at least okay. The tip of your nose is a little black, and maybe your fingers, but they still move.
What?
Can't feel them, but you might end up with a mechanical hand. I mean, fuck it, right? Mr. Hooks for hands.
Cool.
I might get a tube for it.
Right. Well, yeah. So, night is falling, and it's gone. Obviously, afternoon. It has gone from dusk to dark, and you can look up and you see this fortress up on the mountain that is lit by torches.
Yes.
And you guys start making your climb. Everybody make athletics checks, and of course, Tomas is at disadvantage. Now, before you tell me what you rolled, you guys have plenty of rope. What all are you doing with the rope?
So we're climbing mountains?
Correct.
Is that what we're doing?
Correct.
Yeah. And how long is it?
Floating disc work with mountain climbing?
Oh, it would carry you right up right after him. I think Tensor's floating disc at a maximum will stay like what, 10 feet behind you? So yeah, it'll
stay. It's 20 feet behind me.
20 feet.
The only limitation is that it can't float over chasms, and so if I'm going straight up a cliff, it won't be able to do it. But if there's an incline, it can grab the incline. But it can't go over chasms and gaps.
Well, there is an incline. It's not like you're climbing up a sheer wall face. There is a steep incline, and when I say steep, I mean like, and I don't know if everybody has done this, but when you're coming down Mount Hood, you come towards Silent Rock, and there is a runaway truck ramp that is deep, super deep, loose gravel at like, I want to say like a 40-degree incline.
I think I've seen what you're talking about.
It's steep. That's the type of thing that you're climbing. Not with the deep gravel and whatnot, but yeah.
Well, here's the question. Nobody here wants a 400-pound weight attached to the rope at any point. Am I right?
Well, I mean, you don't want to be at the bottom of the rope and the next person being Tomas, if that's.
Don't want to be anywhere on the rope. Like, if Rhonda falls, her 400 pounds will rip everyone else off the mountain.
So I guess then the first question is who is going up first?
Crypt.
Crypt is the obvious answer.
Are you saying the Tensor's floating disc with my little chair on top can float me up the mountain with him?
Yes. Because there is an incline. It has force traction to take you up the incline.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first.
Okay, so
I mean, I lived in the mountains, so.
So my next, so I'm going back to my original question. What all are you doing with the rope?
Crypt is going first. Because of the 20-foot lag, Turpin will follow Crypt and wants to have a rope from Crypt to Turpin.
Yes.
And Turpin, every once in a while, he keeps it to himself, but he thinks, wow, I wish I could just sort of ride it out inside of my little gym.
So.
But I'll do my thing.
And then the question is, are you tying off Tomas, or are you just sticking Tomas on Rhonda's lap? I mean, he's a halfling, so.
Well, yeah. Rhonda, due to the spell, Rhonda's going to be 20 feet back. So if Tomas wants a 10-foot gap between me and him, he can be next. There isn't any connection between the disc and me. It's always 20 feet.
Right.
So
Okay.
It can be that way. The other deal is, what are we going to do with the sled dogs and all that jazz? I'll go ahead and store the sleds and things like that, but we have our dog teams.
You'll need to basically build them a little igloo and keep them at the base of the mountain.
All right, that'll take a day. So we'll set up.
Well, I mean, you
place
could
for
just
them.
cast Shape Water again.
Yeah. Well, a bad thing about that is it's got a 1 hour time period, so it'll help. We can use it, but we're going to have to create a real thing using that as a template.
Okay. So you build an igloo for the dogs and the sleds, and they are taken care of. Crypt, what did you get on your survival check?
17.
Okay. Turpin, you can make your survival check with advantage.
All right, and since I've got any time that I can concentrate on some skill use or whatever like that, I definitely pull for guidance, and then.
Oh, God.
advantage for-
I didn't see the guidance. I was like, oh, fuck, you did not roll a 3.
No. And what is it? Survival I'm rolling?
Correct. At advantage.
All right, so I'm over 20.
Okay, so you're okay. So, are you making... So, are you making Tomas climb, or is he sitting on Rhonda's lap?
Oh, well, that's totally up to Rhonda, but Lissy's phone just died, so she's
Oh.
got a delay here.
Okay.
I mean, I would say that
Well-
he's going to have to climb, but
So the advantage would cancel out your disadvantage, just in case. Let's give her a second, but it would be a raw athletics roll. I will be right back. Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, my hip's fucked up too. Okay.
so I added two things. One is just a reminder that the Winterland boots
Oh, that's right.
and help Turpin walk because it's hard to walk at all. And
That's
climbing
right.
Mountains for a 90-year-old. God. And Sarah, the Infamiliar, is on invisible overwatch duty in case a wandering tribe of goblins is coming around the bend. We won't get caught by surprise.
So, yeah, the Boots of the Winterlands. I forgot that you had those. Those.
Yeah. Snow is just regular terrain, not difficult.
Right.
and resistance to cold.
Right. So see, shit, you didn't have a problem being out in the elements, anyways.
What? No. I'm 91 plus years old. I'm not going to be out there. Mm-mm.
So, Tomas, what did you get for your athletics check?
12.
That's not great. So, it's not great, but it's not awful either. So, Tomas is at the bottom, and he's climbing as much as he can. You guys are having to stop and pull the rope, kind of help the halfling along, because he is still extremely exhausted.
Well, my speed is only still half of 25.
Right. So, you're only moving 12, or all 13, 12.
I'm going to slice it.
Yeah. And so, I'm still on Traveler. I was going to say 12 and a half meters. No, it's 12 and a half feet. So he is moving really slow. After a climb that should have taken you, an hour, 3 hours later, you get to the top of this at the top of this shelf. Oops. Let me move over to where you guys are. It's going to be all the way over. Or wait, hold on. Yeah. It's going to be all the way over to the right at the top. And let me throw you down. Whoa. Calm down there, Turpin. So you guys get to the top of this incline, and Tomas is just, well, I was going to say he's exhausted, but we already knew that. He is, like, out of breath, and, like, his lips are still kind of blue, and his eyes are kind of shallow, sunken. He doesn't look good. What do you guys... Wait. Okay. So you guys get to the top of this. What would you like to do? This is what you see. Now, you can see the edge of this goblin tower. Are you guys trying to stealth? Or are you just walking in? Because, remember, you were kind of invited.
Yeah, we're walking in. This is a diplomatic thing. This is not an attack or anything like that. But it will be modified if Sarah sees something from the air that looks like, piles of corpses, things like that.
No, she doesn't see anything like that. So up on this tower, there's a goblin here, and she reports that there are 2 wolves up there with them.
Okay.
Let's see. From Crypt. I don't know if- So it is, well, they've got a flame up here. There is, down to the south of Crypt, there is a goblinoid tower with 4 goblins at the top. They all see you, but they're not...
Is there a flag or some sort of symbol of the city that the 10 towns that we're representing?
I don't think. Did you guys bring one with you? I don't think you did.
Well, no. I could create one using a silent image,
Mm.
and we could be marching with a big flag that shows that we're from that area.
Yeah.
We're not stealthing.
So the Goblin emissary actually went to Bryn Shander, and word of it spread out through the 10 towns. You could use the symbol of Bryn Shander, which is, for roleplay purposes,
So I'll use silent image and make a...
So Bryn Shander's symbol is black antlers above a vertical shaft of golden wheat on a white field, signifying the town's strength and prosperity on the vast snowy tundra.
So we have a flag, a big 8-foot flag, flapping in an imaginary breeze. Because I don't,
Okay.
not gonna try to make it match the actual wind. It just flaps however it wants to.
Okay. So over here at this edge, K4, these wooden platforms creak and groan underfoot. Each of them has 2 goblins in cold weather clothing and 2 wolves stationed atop. To the south, at K1, there's a tower stands 20 feet tall and has a rickety wooden ladder leading to the top, where a thick column of smoke issues from a brazier that is kept lit at all times. You can see 4 goblins dressed in cold weather clothing standing guard atop the tower, and all of these guys can see you. Well, K4 can see you. This is 70 feet from K1. I don't know that they can see you in the dark. Yes.
Aren't we sent here to help broker a peace treaty?
Right. Which is why Turpin has created an illusory flag of Bryn Shander to fly over you guys.
If no one else in the party has any problems with it, Rhonda would love to act as some kind of ambassador. It would make her feel really puffed up.
Oh yeah.
Well, and she is a charisma bard, so I mean, that's not awful.
Totally. Go for it.
And I do have my writs of recommendation from other cares, and I'd be happy to perform for them and everything. So I want to lay it on real thick. Like, we are here on a mission of peace.
So
if you guys want to put me forward.
You've got this illusory flag of Bryn Shander flying overhead. Does Rhonda want to start playing like her bass drum as you're coming up?
So if I'm on Tensor's floating disc and my very happy recliner, and I will absolutely start playing my own fanfare, and I will magic in more fanfare.
Yeah, you can do that.
I can cast prestidigitation on top of one another, right?
Yeah. well,
I'm pretty sure that's part of the thing is like you can continue to cast it. in a stack.
yeah, it doesn't require you to concentrate, right?
Right.
Yeah, I didn't think.
Check it out.
Let me double check. I think you can pile them on.
Yeah, I think you can cast, up to 3 stacks of prestidigitation.
I think
It
that
lasts
is.
for like an hour, up to an hour with the non-instantaneous things, and you can have 3 of them running at once.
Yeah, and it does not require
No concentration.
no concentration. So yeah, you could pull in a choir and a symphony if you wanted to.
Awesome. Yeah, I want to do all kinds of fanfare. I'll invoke my dancing lights and do like I don't know. Can I have them flash?
Sure.
Strobe?
Yeah.
Can I do
You can turn those.
lights?
You can turn those motherfuckers into
Yes.
disco globes.
I want to go straight up rave with this. I'm like on a float. I'm on a float. I want fireworks. I want fanfare. I want confetti.
Wow. Make a performance check.
Absolutely, I will.
Yeah. Do it with advantage because Turpin's backing you up. I'm the backup singer, not singing though.
Not singing.
I'm the backup mage, making.
That's D20 plus 8 with advantage. So
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And
22. It's
I need to look up goblins because, but I mean, not that I don't already know that goblins are fucking stupid, but I know that's probably racist. There's probably a smart goblin
They
out there
have, like,
somewhere.
An intelligence of like 5 or 6.
No, it's better than that, but yeah,
It's not 10.
it is actually 10.
Oh.
But with a 28,
22. It's a 22.
they only got a 12 on their wisdom save. So all of the goblins, they don't. The goblins up here at Cave 4, as you reach the top of this, and Rhonda starts her her little symphonic entrance. All of the 2 goblins up there are like, they're like giving golf claps and clapping at your performance, and the wolves start to like howl in a like matching your tempo. And as you guys move forward,
A smart wolf.
well, wolves are actually fairly intelligent. As you move forward, the goblins in the tower, wow, they are awestruck, and they actually start cheering and clapping. Like you guys are heroes, and you haven't done anything.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I think it's time to put on a concert for them, and once we rip through 3 or 4 songs, then we can start our what is it? Diplomatic mission.
I think that's a fantastic idea. I think I'll put on an impromptu concert. I should start singing.
So we're now down towards the bottom right. There's another tower. These goblins, wow, they are stupid. They all are cheering and clapping, and you reach the front gates of Karkolohk. By the way, you guys crack me up. You're fucking killing me here.
Well, this is we're not gonna blast the doors open and.
Well, I mean, you could.
We have.
So you will have peace with us, or we will cut your head off. Yeah, that'll last.
The goblins on the walkways over the main gate aren't as impressed with you. A fiery brazier casts its flickering light on 30-foot-high spiked ramparts that frame the main gate. 4 goblins peer down from these ramparts, 2 per side. The gate is 20 feet tall and fashioned out of cross-hatched pieces of wood that have been lashed together. A heavy chain and padlock seals the gates from the inside.
I will ritually cast Comprehend Languages during the last song of Rhonda's set,
Okay.
so that I can understand Goblin in case that comes in handy.
One of the goblins from up top, we'll say this one for reasons, says in Goblin, but you cast Comprehend Language. So does Comprehend Languages only affect you, or does it affect everybody in the group?
It's just me.
Okay.
I'll check it quick and see the specifics. I think it lasts hours and that sort of thing.
Does anybody else speak Goblin? What about Tomas?
I'm gonna
No.
see if they can speak giant, which they probably won't be able to, but like
I think Rhonda probably only knows a few epithets. I'm really only proficient with my own native language, which is from a different goddamn planet, and, kind of conversational in common.
In Goblin, they yell out, and only Turpin understands this. Everybody else hears, Ikonaka! What? And you understand that to be what you do here, why you here.
I will bow to K2, that area, to the goblins that are yelling.
One of these is good for cop.
I can't speak Goblin, but I will share. I'll turn gently a little bit to my group and say, they ask what we're doing here, and that's Rhonda's cue to start the diplomacy.
Oh, you speak in common. He says in common.
yeah, we do. We do speak in common.
What you do here? Why you here?
Go for it, Rhonda.
Please, allow me, my dear, sweet, wonderful, small, warty people. It is my understanding that a peace accord is
I got you.
afforded to the nearby village of, what's it called?
Bryn Shander? Or the 10 towns?
Yes, 10 towns.
The Bryn Shander and 10 towns, and I, the renowned, the splendid Rhonda Broadhorn, I have come in peace, my dear ones, to entertain you, to help educate you in our ways, and to help foster an accord between our people.
The goblin says, we don't want any. And then from behind the gate, you hear, brock, mick, which is mind your manners in common. And he says, so you came as a peace accord?
Yes, peace. Peace indeed. And, Turpin, honey, do you have any more of that ale?
Let's see what I've got.
I believe we brought just 1 minute. We have peace
Gifts.
offering.
Gifts for the, yes, I have 2 barrels left.
Turpin, my dear, can't we afford 1 barrel in the name of peace?
Why, certainly. You know, we were of the understanding that peace was desired by the goblins, and we are here to inquire if that is true and how we could best achieve it.
Rhonda.
Rhonda bats her eyelashes and twirls her hair and pushes her bosoms up really high.
Yeah, I don't know if goblins care about tits, but Rhonda, make a performance check with advantage.
Holy crap. 27.
Wow. Okay. From behind the wall, you can hear bick-tock, tick-tock. And you can hear like the sound of a large key being put into the lock. And the chain is unlocked, and these front gates swing open. In this courtyard, you see another couple of goblins that are brandishing. They have crossbows, but they aren't aiming them at you. They just have them at the ready. They're holding them towards the ground. Behind them is a goblin boss riding a warg. And this wargs are... they're goblinoid wolves, basically. And it's riding this thing. And this warg is like looking at you, licking its chops and snorting like almost like a pig. And the goblin boss says, You come in.
Thank you.
Oh, my darlings. You're so very gracious. Thank you so very much. Would you mind holding the gates open?
And the goblin...
No offense, my sweets.
The goblin boss on the warg says, you here for diplomacy? You leave weapons at door.
Yes, my dear. We leave weapons at door, but doors stay open.
Ooh, make a persuasion check on that one.
You got it.
I can leave my weapons at the door. I have weapons that I can summon when I get angry.
That's true. I can turn into motherfucking Wolverine. I don't need no goddamn katana.
Like,
I have a knife and a fork in my mess kit, and that's about as far as I got for weapons.
I'm gonna use my inspiration point to re-roll my persuasion.
Okay.
I got a 15. Doors stay open.
Goblin boss got a 19. No. Doors closed behind you. We have to protect Karkolohk.
Doors closed. Weapons stay on ground.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
21.
He says, weapons stay on ground in open sight.
That sounds good to me. So the door is being closed, but all of our weapons are on the ground at the ready in front of the doors on the inside. Yes?
Correct. So, then the question is, what are you guys really doing with your weapons? I mean, Tomas has a ton of fucking daggers, I'm sure, and he's a rogue.
Rhonda has only drum mallets. Are they weapons according to the goblins, or are
No,
they
they think that they're a part of your instrument. The goblins have drums all over the place. They don't use mallets.
I have 2 drum mallets for beating my drum, but they are my only weapons.
What is what's Turpin doing?
Turpin is doing his old man performance and fumbling through his clothes, and he's making a big point of looking everywhere and just exposing everything that is everything.
Goblin chick. Oh no, that no weapon.
Yeah, it basically
Put that away. That's not a club.
That's a lethal ice worm right there.
And the point being that I'm drawing their attention so that other people can do whatever they're doing with advantage. And
Okay.
I'm putting them at ease that I'm an old man that can't possibly be of any threat to them.
So
And that we're nothing.
So first of all, make a deception check.
Well, this is what I'm trying to do, so I'm going to go ahead and give myself that. So it looks like a 17.
Oh, you just made it. So they're like, oh, no, not what? Look at naked old man. What? Crypt, what are you doing?
PG. That was an accident.
That was a wardrobe malfunction.
I'm sorry, a little nip slip, it never hurt anybody.
So Crypt,
All those millions of Super Bowl viewers.
you wish it was a wrinkly old nip.
Jackson's nipple.
That was awful.
So Crypt,
Sorry, Gary.
Crypt, what are you doing with your equipment, with your weapon?
Halberd?
Yeah,
His equipment.
yeah.
What equipment?
Well, I keep forgetting that he's a barbarian, not a fighter. I expected the Mad Max scene where he pulls out 120 pounds of guns.
Yeah, I'll just put my halberd on the ground and kind of suppress a chuckle. I don't really need this. It's helpful, but I don't need it.
Okay. But he keeps the fly swatter. Tomas, what are you doing?
I'll put down my rapier. I want to try and conceal one dagger, please.
Go ahead and make a deception check at advantage. So for you, that would be a normal roll.
Oh, good. Oh, grand total of 8.
Oh, shit.
You do know you're supposed to be rolling a D20, right?
You need some new dice, my
I
friend.
rolled a 2. I have a +6.
You might try this. So the Goblin Chief points at Tomas. No dagger and boot.
Fine. Throw that one out too.
Turpin will reassure him that everything will be fine, and he'll instruct Sarah to invisibly sneak one away when the coast is clear, and bring it to us.
Okay. So, hold on here. I am just going to...
Employ Turpin as her translator. Even if poorly.
But I can only understand them. I can't speak their language yet.
That's what I'm saying. You need to tell me if they're talking shit.
Oh, yeah.
So, the whole map is now opened up.
All right. Well, we are here on a diplomatic mission.
Yeah, we're peaceful.
Yeah. I mean, we're not trying to fool them or anything. Let's diplomacy the hell out of this.
Let me get you into a group that I can manage here.
Motherfuckers, I want to dazzle.
I want to be very, I want them to worship me as a combat, as a combat god. I want to be send out your strongest person, your strongest fighter, and I'm gonna beat him. And if I beat him, then you have to make a peace treaty.
2 rickety wooden bridges loom over this area at heights of 30 feet and 50 feet, respectively. The higher bridge is missing a large section of its middle, and what remains of that structure doesn't look safe. 2 iron cages hang from beams that extend southeast of the lower bridge. One of the cages twirls on its heavy iron chains as a flurry of black-feathered ravens tear into the flesh of a desolate creature caged within. Underneath the bridge is a warg with a rider on its back who is leading you towards the leader of Karkolohk. The rider, swathed in cold weather clothing, appears to be a rather fat goblin. North and west of the high bridge, resting in the snow, are 3 large wooden cages that are currently empty. As you pass under the first bridge, the ward rider waves at the ravens, and they caw and go back to picking at the corpse hanging in the cage, and he says, "You come at excellent time."
Well, that's good. What is the event? Why is this such a good time?
Raven's hungry. Me take you see Bigum Chief.
My dear sweet goblin darlings, please do show us right away to your Commander-in-Chief. My dear Turpin, what is the word for commander? Do you know?
I can. Let's see. He just said it, so I'll repeat as best I can remember the phonetic sounds that I heard.
Come now, my dear ones. We've come empty-handed. You have us at a complete disadvantage. And look now, we've received this word that you want some peace. Please, let us foster it. Lead us to your head honcho, if you will.
Big honcho. We take you, big honcho. So,
honcho, yes, my darling.
So these are ice cap towers that rise up naturally through Karkolohk. This, on the other hand, is a big crater, and these planks that you're walking on are exactly that. They're like lashed together planks that are barely passable as a trail around these ridges. And he leads you to these double doors. And hold on just a moment.
And just a reminder that Rhonda is still in her throne, right?
Oh, yes.
I hope so. Very well decorated, like a parade float.
Yes.
He leads you to these doors, knocks 3 times, like the most fucking obvious code.
Yeah.
And a goblin height eye hole opens up, and this goblin goes, "Who you?" And the goblin boss says, Me. And the goblin on the inside goes, "Oh." And you hear a plank lift up, and these double doors open up into this actually rather well-appointed entry chamber. Now, coming out to meet you, you see this rather hideous-looking goblin comes out, and it looks like his head is too big for the rest of his body, and there's stitches all over his head, and he looks like this.
Him have too much brain.
Oh.
He doesn't look great.
Rhonda is immediately, upset and worried there might be mind players involved.
Yeah.
So
She's visibly upset by this head augmentation.
So
Oh, my dear, I'm sure it's just fine. Are you in pain? Hey, Turpin's trying really hard.
Tomas, do you say that out loud?
In front of me.
I want to make a perception check.
Yeah.
20. There we go.
Now 20?
Yeah.
Fucking finally. So,
Dang.
yeah,
Not a goblin.
that's not a goblin. Are you gonna try and are you gonna say it out loud, or are you gonna try and
No.
let everybody else know?
No.
There are 2 goblin guards here with him.
Yeah.
it should stay like the elephant in the room. I think that would
Yeah.
be funnier.
And the chief comes out and he says,
I want to say you look like the underside of your mom's tit on a hot day in halfling. She's either a halfling or a goblin.
the two goblin guards stamp their spears on the ground and they're like, "Welcome, Yarb Grok, Chief of Karkolohk." And this fugly goblin comes out, and you say that, and he says to you in halfling, he says, "Your mom," because that's always the answer.
Yeah.
Yo,
Yes.
mama.
Your mama.
In any verbal war, that is
No,
always a
The
go-to.
proper response is your mom's tit.
Your mom. I mean, you know.
All right.
Or as Egon said in Ghostbusters, your mother.
Oh, now that's showing them. Yeah.
All right. I do like where this is going. You got my attention.
Your Majesty.
Yes. I'll say, hey, calm down, Tomas. We're here on a diplomatic mission.
Well, he said it in well, you have comprehend language. He said it in halfling, so I mean nobody else understood him.
I did.
Yeah, but you did, and Yarb Knock just kind of takes it in strides. Says, "Please come in, in common."
Yeah.
Rondo will finally stand up for the first time and do her best at a big, clumsy, whale-like curtsy.
Did you say whale-like?
Okay, go ahead and make a.
If a whale could curtsy.
No, I got you. Go ahead and make a performance check.
In order to curtsy, you have to make a performance.
Well,
check.
I mean, yeah.
21 to curtsy.
Nice. I mean, when you got knees that
curtsy.
impacted, a curtsy can be a problem. Hey, I know, I'm a fat guy. I have a problem bending over and picking up the fucking bowls to feed my cats in the morning. So Rhonda gets off of her floating disc and curtsies perfectly, like she's meeting the queen. And
Oh yes.
Yarbnock bows almost elegantly and moves this overstuffed furred hand. Says, "You will have to excuse me. I was badly injured in a battle with frost giants
Yeah.
and a dragon."
You never know, my darling.
Badly injured in a battle with reality.
"Come into my dining hall and feast." And he leads you into a dining hall, which is K11, actually.
We can't deal with any more poisoned food.
Yeah, we're going to theater of the mind at this point because the map is too small. So
It's gone.
I will tell you, I discovered something. You can only get so far with changing how much a single square is, and I was doing it with. I was working on maps for the final adventures for my Saturday afternoon game. Tyranny of Dragons is coming to an end, and what I found was I had to take this map and I had to section it out and blow it way the fuck up so that, you know, what looks like one 5-foot or 10-foot square was actually like 30 or 40 feet in order to make everything fit on a VTT. So, yeah, that's going to be, now that I've kind of learned how to do that, I'm going to be doing that from this point forward, and we won't have to mess with this, you know, oh, well, when I measure it, you know, it's in 10 or 20 foot increments. That's just stupid. We're going to stick to
Yeah.
5 feet, and I'm just going to take sections of the map and blow them way up. And I don't care about the distortion. I'm just going to blow them up. But anyways,
Okay, so we're in the dining hall now with.
you are in the dining hall.
We leave the Royal Barco Lounger just outside the door to the side.
Okay. A low banquet table dominates this room, and there are no chairs as goblins are expected to sit on the floor. The table and floor are strewn with fish bones, bits of rotting meat, and other refuse left over from previous meals. No one ever cleans this place. And you see Yarbnock take to the head of the table, and you see the 2 guards and the goblin boss. His warg sits in a corner, gnawing on some piece of rotting meat on a bone. And he says, "Please, hold on. Come, eat. Food. Bring us food." And out comes a roasted venison carcass. They put on the table, and he says, "Drinks! We need drinks!" And somebody comes out and pours out everybody a really terribly crafted pewter mug of stinky, stinky ale. Like, he pours it and you're like, oh man. It smells like warm malt liquor.
Rhonda offers to put on a show while everyone else eats. How could she possibly eat at a time like this when obviously entertainment is what we need?
Oh, yes, yes. A performance would be excellent. Rhonda, make a perception check.
18.
So when he says, yes, yes, put on a performance for us, you see him, it looks like he winks, and he goes, like, obviously winks at you. But the goblins don't seem to notice at all. They're like, yes, perform, perform.
It looked like it was a wink just for me.
Directed at you. Everybody else notices this wink. Like, it's obvious. Like, he leans forward, and there's a big wink, and it looks like the eye closes under a skull cap.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So, all right, Turpin will assist Rhonda's performance by making the room will get dim due to a 15-foot illusion of darkness, although it's an illusion, so you can see through it just fine. And then we'll have things go on, but the dimness also allows him to ask his familiar Sarah to go in there and start slipping some of the food off of the plates onto the floor so it looks like we've eaten it.
Okay. Turpin, make a perception check.
24.
You notice that Yarbnock is not really touching much of this food.
Yeah, no, none is passing my lips.
It looks like this venison carcass is A, undercooked, and B, overthawed. Like it's been left out to thaw way too long, or maybe it was stored too long, had freezer damage, and then was thawed to the point of rotting and then cooked. It doesn't look good.
It's only edible if you are starving to death.
Right. And so, Yarbnock...
I have a question.
Yes, what is your question?
For spell casting, if something has a verbal and somatic component, can that be woven into a song and performance?
Definitely.
Okay,
As a bard,
go ahead.
that's quite frequent. But yes. The more or less the somatic component could be you playing an instrument. So
yeah.
Yarbnock claps his hands and he tells the two goblin guards, he's, pick up drums and you help. So, Rhonda, make a performance check at advantage due to Turpin's darkening of the room and his laser light show. However, you would be at disadvantage because these two goblins evidently can't keep a rhythm between the two of them, and certainly not with your song, so you're at a flat performance check.
And can I weave a spell into my performance?
You certainly can. What are you wanting to weave in?
Charm person.
Counterspell.
Huh?
Yarbnock moves his hand and counterspells your charm.
Ooh. So, we learned that he is a spellcaster.
So, what are we trying to do here?
Rhonda will say...
Created peace treaty with the goblin chief of Karkolohk. He sent a messenger to the 10 towns requesting a peace treaty, and the 10 towns were like, yeah, fucking goblins. But you guys, out of the goodness of your heart, rather than going in and slaughtering everybody and bringing back the chief's head, said, nope, if he wants peace, let's go talk to him. So that's why you're here.
Yeah, we're taking them at their word.
Right.
So can I move my seat any closer to Yarbnock?
Sure.
So I want to ask him in Halfling, how long you been running this scam?
So first, hold on. But first, Rhonda, go ahead and make a plain performance check. That's pretty good. The two goblins that were playing assistants on their little war drums only got a 15. So they're not quite keeping up with you. They're obviously offbeat, and your performance suffers because of that. But you still are able to oversing them, and you keep the beat, and you don't let your backup band screw you up. And so...
Well, I still have my mallets with my drum because I wasn't required to drop them off at the gates.
Correct. Tomas scoots closer to Yarbnock and asks him, how long have you been running this scam in Halfling? And Yarbnock tells you, too long, save me. I've overplayed my hand. And the performance ends, and Yarbnock claps his hands, but looks at the two goblin guards, and he's like, you two are terrible. And he looks at the goblin boss, and he goes, Jesus Christ, can you do something about these terrible, terrible drum players? Get them out of my sight and get that warg out of here. And the goblin boss is like, oh, I'm so sorry. Me so sorry, big boss.
Be gentle, my lord. Be gentle. Be merciful on my sake.
Oh, no, you wonderful player. They terrible. Get out. And then
Yes, it is.
the goblin boss sends the warg, the goblin boss, warg, and the two guards out of the chamber. And he says, close the door and lock it behind you, you idiots. And you hear the door shut and they lock it.
I'd like to lean over to Tomas and be like, hey, what you talking about over here? I can't understand it really, but like in hushed comment. I don't think Tomas can speak giant or draconic.
So as you lean over and whisper to Tomas, you see Yarbnock reach over and grab his ears, and he starts to pull his head off. And he pulls off this leather mask, and underneath is a gnome. And he says, "Phew."
Never mind, Tomas.
So you guys got my my letter, right? Wanting a peace treaty?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
why we're here.
Says, I apologize. My name is Spillix Romwad. See, I was a gnome caster of some renown, but I fell in with the wrong group of adventurers, and my party was actually sat upon and ruined by goblins. I hid, and the only thing that I could do was to sew together goblin corpses and create a little suit of armor that would make me appear to be a goblin. And these idiots proclaimed me to be their new chief. And now I can't get out.
So all the other goblins are cool with it being a, or are they freaking out now?
Well, he sent them out of the room, and they
Oh.
shut and locked the door.
Well, clearly, you have just brokered an amazing peace treaty that is going to make the goblins lords over all the 10 towns.
He's like,
And
whoa.
and
The
take
goblins
the
don't
power.
want me to do the peace treaty. They don't like it. They are
That's the point.
against it.
I have Crip tries to speak it up a little bit. He's like, I have an idea. So it's my understanding that in some goblin tribes or clans or whatever they call them these days, if somebody defeats the chieftain, that somebody is the new chieftain. Now, the chieftain in the fight would probably make the rules.
Spellix Romwad starts immediately laughing. He's like, son, you don't want that trouble. You don't. That's what I did.
Yeah.
You're going to be stuck here.
You're gonna be king.
Well, I was going to say that we could march out victoriously with the goblins now running the 10 towns with a team to go take over and get you out along with a few other goblin guards, and then we just take care of them and you're out.
Well, wait.
Can't we introduce democracy to the goblins?
No.
No, that's never going to work. But let Crip finish with what he was saying.
So, there might be a way we can, like, somehow make... Have you tried promoting someone else to be chief? Ever?
Oh, there is somebody. She's a goblin witch. She's trying to bring out the fact that I'm not really a goblin, but nobody else believes her. Thank God, because she would, get me killed. All I need for you guys to do is to take me out. I don't know, you want to take me hostage? I'll put the mask back on, you can take me hostage and drag me out of here. I don't care what you do, but I need to get out of here.
Oh, we need to stop the goblin attacks. So we need to, whatever kind of false peace, even if it's false peace, we can establish that.
Well, you see,
Can we persuade them with beer? Can we persuade them with music? Can we persuade them with, fine arts, culture? Can we persuade them with systems of government?
It says,
I'm here
look,
on a diplomatic mission.
if it's not me in charge, it's going to be this goblin witch. Yurksa is her name.
Well, then we need to get on her good side.
There's no good
She's
side
the
to
person
Yorkshire.
in charge.
She doesn't care about any of that. She wants to slaughter humans and take everything they own.
I say, everybody,
My
shut
dear
up.
Rhonda.
Shut up. Shut up for a second.
You-
Do you have anything good you can give me? I got the plan. You tell me what you can give me.
I have this egg-shaped crate.
Egg-shaped crate. What am I gonna do with a crate? You know, I got money, jewels, magic
Well,
weapons, something.
I don't know what this thing is. These stupid goblins pulled it up. Here, come here. And he opens a door, he pulls out a string of keys, unlocks like 3 locks, and opens this door. And there is this metallic egg sitting in the middle of the room.
How big is it?
3.5 feet tall and 3 feet wide, with a flat base that allows it to stand upright, and it seems at the top that it suggests that it opens like a flower.
Oh boy.
Well, that seems important, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something between me and you. Because I got a plan. These guys don't matter so much, but I'll get you out of here. Guaranteed. I can even do
Turpin
this
White
half
sits
good.
back and lights up a pipe.
That sounds like something I would do.
It's like when your friend says, "Hey, check this out. Hold my beer," and you just like, okay. I'm gonna sit back.
So,
get away
this-
from the splash zone.
This room that he opens up that has this egg, the 10-foot square room, this 10-foot square room features 2 wooden shelves that hold half dismantled objects and other junk. In the middle of the room, an odd-looking goblin in cold weather clothing stands next to a metallic egg. That's him. An egg-shaped crate as big as he is. Nearby is a small fur-lined cot and a brazier of hot coals. He says, "Hey, your nose is black. Let me see your fingers."
Show him my finger. Probably black too.
Says, "That nose and those fingers and on either of those hands isn't going to last.
You don't have to.
I'm a tinkerer, you see.
Mhm.
I can make you new hands and a new nose."
Hmm.
You could just wear like a metal mask forever, and that would look way cooler than a giant dopey metal nose.
It doesn't look that cool. If you've ever seen,
It's a bad
and you
habit.
probably haven't, but anybody who's ever seen Boardwalk Empire, the modification noses that they made for World War I people is not okay.
So here's my plan. You and me are going to switch clothes. I'm going to pretend to be the Goblin King.
Okay?
I'm going to call the guards back in and have this whole party kick the fuck out. Have you thrown out the front gates. You guys wait till nightfall. I'm going to find an excuse to tour the grounds and run the hell off. I'll ditch the disguise. We'll be home free.
The only possible problem you've got is the witch and any other high-powered goblin individuals here. They might be able to see through what you're doing and might be powerful enough to stop you.
We could
Look,
slash
if
kill
you
our
ever
way
met
out.
my cat,
Listen, they're
Rhonda
falling.
is leaving.
They're falling for this
Rhonda
guy.
is going
I think I
bye-bye.
can pull it off long enough to get you past the gates, because then he's outside.
Nah,
I'm just going to run the heck off.
Rhonda is heading towards the dog sleds. Smiling and glad, handing everyone along the way. She's heading back towards the dog sled. This is no good. No thank you. Bye-bye. Gotta stay alive.
You
So-
want me to stay alive?
So he looks at you and he says, "You're on death's doorstep. There's no way this is going to work. We're going to need at least 3 days, and you're going to need medicine in order to get better.
3 days for what?
Your exhaustion level.
To do what? I've just got to make a couple deception checks.
One level of exhaustion is disadvantage,
Fine.
and you're at 3. You look like you're on death's door."
Yeah, but I'm going to be in a disguise that covers everything.
But he looks at him and he goes, this guy might be onto something.
It's a good plan.
What
Yeah,
does
let's do it. Let's all do it. We'll just leave Tomas here. I'm all for it. Let's go.
Or
do you all want to leave him here, or do you want to stay for 3 days under
negotiation.
diplomatic services?
Oh,
They'll put you up.
But it seems like Tomas has gone full mental here, and it's like, okay.
Great plan.
It's a fairly valid plan. But my question to the rest of the group is, do you want to stick around? Because he's not well.
Oh, I know, but I also
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think so. We don't want the witch to be the chief, but we also don't want the gnome to be the chief. I say we start spreading anti-witch propaganda around for the 3 days that we have to wait for him to get better, and like start spreading rumors that she's gonna try to kill the chief or something.
That's an excellent option.
While we're waiting, and then we enact our plan. So while they're searched in ruin, we'll leave them in ruin, kind of without any leader. And then they'll kind of scramble to get a leader, and then they'll be set back a lot.
That's a great plan. So while you're healing up, and your plan is to replace the current leader and sneak away, he's going to be dropping propaganda that the witch is full of shit.
But where am I going to be healing up? While I'm pretending to be the
All
king?
of you are going to be all of you are going to stay in the little keep here as guests.
But he's going to try and spread rumors while we're here
Then he's going to walk around.
among the goblins.
Oh no. The fuck we are. I've already been making my way out.
What?
No, wait a minute.
Why?
Hold on.
Jesus. Never been to the bad side of town lately.
No, this is a good plan. This is a good plan. I mean, if Hiranda wants to try to make her way out, I mean, you can, but
The other option is you can put him in the...
well, the other option obviously would be that you could just take him hostage and kill your way out. But there's really no need to do that, considering that you're in a goblin fortress with nearly unending goblins.
Yeah, I'm in no shape to fight my way out.
Right.
Or the other option is to let
Nah,
him...
I stick with the role play that I type.
Yep. I forget. How do you spell TPK?
So, Rhonda, if you're going to make your way towards the, if you want to make your way towards the dog sleds, of course you can do that. I don't know what the rest of the party is going to do with her leaving like that. First of all, there's going to be a couple of problems. First, Rhonda's going to be leaving without the rest of the party, and so the rest of the Goblin Fortress is now on alert. Why is one of you leaving and not the rest of you? Two, you're going to be leaving the rest of your party to this implication that everybody's on alert.
Let's not put them on alert, but I think that Rhonda is still, like, glad-handing people, walking around, like, really keeping her options open here, man. You know, like, trying to, hey, how did you enjoy it? Oh, you like the show? Oh, that's so sweet. I can't understand what you're saying, but that's so sweet. You're so
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't know that, I mean, I don't know that you'd be backing out of this.
Rhonda, look at it like this. You're trying to negotiate. They think you came here to negotiate peace. If you just get up and walk away, he's got to play the Goblin King. What would a Goblin do if you just backed out of negotiation?
Right.
He's going to step up and play the big man and try to be aggressive towards you. So
Right.
you basically lost the whole thing.
Diplomatically, he's going to force it. You're going to force his hand.
So, yeah, at the end of the day, this negotiation is fake. But we can help this in disguise gnome, and then after we get him out, we can use him and or use the town to come back and kill him when you're fully prepared. Because they're not that big, but you're not going to fight them off with a party of 4. One of them dead. So if you use my plan, the worst case scenario is you guys will get out of the gate, my rolls will fail, and they'll kill me. That's the worst case scenario. They might come chasing after you, but you could run away as fast as they can.
How about this? Rhonda goes around glad-handing everyone and keeping an eye on the door while you guys negotiate the actual terms of whatever. She's the front man. She's the face man. We need to keep everyone distracted from whatever it is you guys are talking about, and she needs to keep her eye on the door because self-preservation is seriously her #1 thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you should be going around and finding out information about the witch.
Yep. That's
You should stay put and stick with the guise of a negotiation.
Then what do we got to talk about?
What's unusual is a big fat human wandering around a goblin keep like she owns the place. You're an ambassador. He's the king.
I do.
Either this guy who they really believe were fake or me as his replacement is going to keep you under protection by virtue of being in charge. You just wandering around and trying to lead the thing is not going to work. It doesn't...
But you could run around using your bardic ability and performing. You could go around and gather all the information and find out who this witch is and spread the propaganda. I see what they're saying.
Sure.
well. I'm in favor of letting Lissy get her character out of there, just because it's a game and that's what she wants to be. And
If that's what she wants to do, we can do that.
But she's essentially killing everybody she's leaving behind.
Nah. She's not a combat monster to begin with, and we wouldn't really be using her with that plan.
But if she
Super
would
heavily.
decide against a dumb plan, we wouldn't even have to check to see if we could survive the combat. There's no reason to
Well-
get into a combat. I mean, yeah, she can literally get up and walk away, but it's like the dumbest move. I'm not asking her to go against type.
Okay, let's keep this game fun, and it's not going that way.
Do it, whatever. Have fun.
All right. Well, we will stop here this week with an argument on what to do, and we will pick it up next week on Friday night at 6 p.m. How's that?
Works for me.
All right.
Thanks. Appreciate your running it, Chris, like always.
Sorry you guys got into an argument about what to do. We will figure this out next week and come back.
All right.
Have a good night, guys.